So I did my goddamn job.
Yeah.
Whether you want to call me a villain, a mean girl, a hungry girl, annoying girl, a sigh, whatever it is, I was so memorable that you could not stop talking about me.
It's Sophia Franklin. You are listening to Sophia with an F, hey, Sloot. And the F is for phenomenal.
Sai from Real Housewives of New York, you showed up here without a phone, without what? And you had to ask the guy on the subway.
What was the address here? I showed up chaotic. Like a whirlwind,
which is usually me. Like we switch spots for 2 seconds, but I mean you were 5 minutes late.
I was like, what time? I asked the guy downstairs. I was like, excuse me, what time is it? No, I left my phone in the house. I got off at the wrong train station.
Right,
but I was present on the train. I had to ask this guy was on his computer using his hotspot, and I made him Google the address.
What? And you just had the name of the studio?
Yeah.
WTF Media Studios, by the way, in Soho.
And I got here just fine.
You did. How do you feel right now not having your phone? I
feel pretty good.
I kind of want to do that on purpose.
It feels pretty good. I think I was just really present. I was looking at everyone. There was this couple on the train that was listening to some show in Mandarin, and it was so loud. I was like, oh my God, maybe I could pick up on it and learn something.
No headphones?
I had nothing else to do.
So they weren't listening?
No, they were listening full blast. No headphones.
That's crazy to me when people do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people in New York. I was at the doctor's office, and a lady in the waiting room was listening to an audiobook on full blast.
I think that's so weird. You just don't care about your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
It's very selfish, but maybe I picked up some Mandarin on the way here.
Yeah, maybe you did. I feel like it's still
it's still fresh in the brain.
Yeah, we'll test you after. Sai, I'm so excited to have you here. I'm gonna just tell you a little bit of a story that happened to me over the weekend, please, because I need to get it off my chest. So I had a ton of work that needed to get done, and Friday, I was sent a bunch of CBD products from this CBD company. And I've been taking these sleep gummies that are CBD. They're great. And I was like, okay, well, I can't go to sleep right now, but I kind of have anxiety and I need to record. So I'm going to take one of the relax gummies. They're in the exact same container. That shit was a weed gummy, and I don't smoke, okay? It's the one drug that I freak out on, and I'm in the middle of recording, and all of a sudden, my body starts to feel tingly, I'm getting a body high, and I'm like, what the is happening? Then I look at the container. It was a 5 milligram.
Oh my God, you were high.
A lot?
You were high.
I was high. I mean, I called my friend and I was like, I'm having a panic attack. Can you please come here?
Wait, did you finish the recording?
No, absolutely not. But this is the really f***ed up part. The next day, I did it again.
How?
On accident.
How?
I left it on the counter next to the other one.
How long were you high for?
A few hours. But
Okay.
edibles are different
They
than
hit
smoking.
you. Yeah, they hit you completely different.
I got hit with a wave where I was like, this ain't no CBD.
Were you laughing? Was it fun at least?
The first night, absolutely not. I was bawling. I asked my friend if I should go to the hospital. I was like, no, I think it's best if I go to the hospital. And she was like, bitch, no.
Relax.
Just stay in your apartment I'm coming over. So Friday was not fun. Then when I accidentally took it the next day, I didn't freak out because then I'm like, okay, I kind of know what to expect.
You know what to expect
I have
now.
a tolerance now. Just kidding. It was I took it once.
She's like, guys, I get high on the regular now. Getting high on my own supply.
I know how this feels, but I knew more of what to expect. So I didn't freak out, but I didn't record.
Okay.
I tried to Saturday.
I wish you would have recorded while you were high.
You know what? I'm actually going to post a clip
think
because
we
I
should.
actually am crying laughing for no reason. Looking at myself in the phone. But you know what? This isn't about me, this episode.
But it's a
about
funny
you,
story.
Sai.
It is a funny story.
I feel like I'm still I'm nursing myself back from a weed hangover, which is, I know people who smoke weed regularly are like, bitch,
This
5
is
milligrams,
nothing.
relax.
This is nothing. Did you get the
I
munchies
know.
at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Starving.
Starving, right?
Oh my God. I ordered from
Starving.
this bodega at like 3 a.m. I was like, I can't. I have to eat everything right now.
I can't get high like that. I would just
No.
be eating my way through life. I already am hungry all the time. So it's like
Yes. Which that was like a staple thing on the show.
I know, I can't take it.
Do you have to have like breakfast, like eat every hour?
Funny part is I'm not even a breakfast person. I think that it's just like
That's shocking.
I'm not a breakfast person, so I think I skip it, and then by the time I'm filming, and by the time it hits me, I'm like, oh,
Now I'm
really
starving.
hungry. Yeah,
Okay, so do we think we should like implement breakfast?
I think like
No.
I'm gonna walk around with a lunchbox. Like I will never mention I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
And if I am, I'm gonna keep it deep down in my soul. I won't say
You
a
gotta
word.
write that in your
I'm
journal
gonna be
and put
like,
it away.
I am hungry.
Yes.
Close the journal, lock it, and throw it away.
People got really annoyed
I know.
from that.
It's not a big deal. I mean, I got annoyed that they took it so many times. I mean, they were small clips. I didn't think that they would make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happened.
It was a plot.
It was my storyline, basically. And there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is.
There's worse storylines out there.
It is.
So you're okay. I think you're okay.
There's tons of horrible stories. I mean, mine was I'm hungry. So, I mean,
Mhm.
it is what it is.
Well, let's talk about the show. So, when they originally approached you, you weren't about it. Is
So
that correct?
When they originally approached me, it was actually to join the old show.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
It was just they asked me if I was interested. How would it feel to mesh with the other women? And I remember at that time I was just like, I don't think that I would ever hang out with the other women. Not that there's any shade towards
Right.
them or whatever. It's just we're in just two different circles.
Totally.
So it just didn't make sense. And then they did a reboot. And when they did a reboot, they came back around. And I was like, okay, now I'm interested.
Okay.
I thought this was super cool idea. It was fresh, like representing New York City, which I love so much.
Uh-huh.
So then I was like, yeah, I'm on board.
I mean, that was your tagline. Like, you were like the real New
The
Yorker.
baddest apple. Erin's also a real New Yorker.
Oh, right. Erin was too.
I grew up in Brooklyn. She grew up on the Upper West Side.
Got it. And also, I was like reading about kind of your background, and you were a bartender for 8 years.
Yes. I was a bartender for a long time.
I feel like you have like the craziest f***ing stories.
I worked at Scores for a really long time.
Where is that?
So Scores was a strip club. It was
Oh.
like, do you know Sapphire?
I know Sapphire and I know Flash Dancers.
Okay, so it was around that time. It was that
Okay.
era. It was like the street, 27th Street, where all the clubs used to be. It was like Crowbar, Marquee,
Okay.
Pink Elephant, Spirit. It was like everyone would go to this neighborhood. It was Chelsea to go.
I mean, Marquee, that's such a
Marquee
flashback.
is still there.
Yes.
And everyone would just club hop from place to place.
Okay.
And I worked at the strip club.
As a
and
bartender.
As a bartender. Let me just go ahead and throw that out there.
Like,
As the bartender.
but were you wearing like little hot? I mean,
What,
you
like
would do that
pasties?
anywhere.
Was I swinging my tits around? No.
Yeah. Did you have nipple tassels?
I
Was that
did
the
not. I did
uniform?
not. I did have a very small black uniform with a corset top that zippered up. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, my boobs were still very much so like
Yeah.
out there, but my nipples were very much so covered.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a fun time. And I have seen a lot. It was the day of the corporate card where men used to come in with their corporate cards. And I mean, it was.
And what? Like they
It
would
was
do?
fun.
They would go in there with like other businessmen, right?
Yeah, they would go in there with other
and, like,
businessmen.
talk business with like a scotch.
Yeah, so much business they were talking. They were talking
With the-
so much business. They were like passed out in the back. They were passed out getting tons of lap dances,
Right.
poo-poo platters. This was the thing. Like girls would
I'm
go.
sorry.
Girls would go in the back. So it was called poo-poo platters, right? And we would get the largest poo-poo platter. On that is like fried foods, like fried artichoke, like
okay.
mozzarella sticks. Like it was just all finger foods, but huge. And then you would order Krug Rosé, which was like the most expensive champagne
How
that we
much?
had. I think at that time, it was like, it wasn't the most expensive, but I think it was the champagne that everybody loved. And it was around 1,500.
That's like quite a bit.
And so
For one
everyone would
bottle?
order like girls would go back there and just hustle and order tons of champagne, tons of poo-poo platters.
When you say poo-poo platter, it
It's so
sounds
crazy. It sounds crazy, right? I know. But because I was in that era,
right.
I know what it is. But if I wasn't in that era, I'd be
I'm
like,
like,
what the hell is a poo-poo
This
platter?
strip club was really like getting into some kinky shit.
You know what? Howard Stern, remember him?
Yes.
He had a room back there. Remember how much he used to talk about like dancers and things like that? He had a room named after him, but he did not like to be touched. But he was apparently like a germaphobe or something. He didn't want to be touched. Like he didn't want anyone to, basically he had a room and then he would go in there and I don't know with
What the
who or
fuck?
where or
Yeah.
what was going. If he was
would
taking
be
a
sitting,
nap.
He'd be sitting
Yeah, he was
across from
sitting-
the stripper like
so,
this.
Hey, how you doing today? I don't know if he was napping or like I have no
doing
idea.
his radio.
I have no clue. But girls would just be like, oh, no, I didn't have to do anything.
I mean, that's like best case scenario. You don't have to do shit. Just get
was-
interviewed.
Just get interviewed. I learned so much back then. I learned all about people on drugs. Like,
Oh, let's talk about that.
yeah, I can spot like if you were on Special K or ecstasy. But when I came in, I've never tried drugs. Surprisingly,
Ever?
I've never
Nothing.
done coke. I've never done anything other than weed.
How did you bartend for 8,
I
9
was drunk
years?
a lot. I was really drunk.
Okay, that
And
makes
I was
sense.
having a great time. But I never tried drugs. It was just never my thing.
Uh-huh.
So I was very oblivious when I first got there. By the end, I was like, oh my God, that girl's stuck in a K-hole. Like, let's help her out. Like, let's get her off the floor.
Wait, let's talk about the differences. So the K-hole is crazy.
K-hole is crazy. Like a girl could be dancing and she literally just all of a sudden freezes.
Well, I've tried it a couple times. I hate it.
What does it feel like?
I was literally at a dinner with one of my best guy friends and he was across from me. He's like, just try a little bit. I sunk down into like the bench of the restaurant and I was literally stuck like that for the duration
And you
of
just
dinner.
don't move. But when you're stuck, do you think?
But
do you have
I didn't
thoughts?
go into a K-hole, but it's such a physical high that I was just like, I like can't really move.
Were you talking though?
I was talking gibberish. Like I was like sentences like the words were not matching up and neither were his. It wasn't fun.
But like while you're there, do you know how long you're there for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't a K-hole is different. That's when you lose all sense of
Right?
time. It's completely disassociative and you like leave your body type.
You're in space, universe, black hole.
Yeah. Which sounds really scary to me.
No, they would just get stuck and freeze. They literally would just freeze.
Would they talk?
No, mid dancing, just frozen. Titties out, thong on, frozen. And I'm like, can someone please go escort XYZ off the floor?
Okay, are these like the strippers that worked there?
Yeah. These
So
are the
they'd be
girls.
what, mid-dance on the
They'll
pole
be
and
like,
just
you know, frozen style.
which I feel like is like RuPaul. There's like a name for that kind of dance when you like stop. Strike a pose.
Strike a pose. Yeah, they were basically striking a pose.
For 35, 40 minutes.
Right. And then like, I you know what? And then there were girls that would come and like their jaws would be moving around
Yeah,
like
like
puppets.
this with the MDMA.
And they're like, I got a vodka, Red Bull, vodka, Red Bull, vodka, Red Bull. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's a little high today.
Because were the strippers taking home more money than you? I mean, yeah.
I was taking home a lot of money, but some girls really were taking home tons. There were some guys who liked to sit at the bar. Like I had regular clients that would like to sit at the bar because the bartender to them was a little mysterious.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was like, what is under there?
Yeah.
Like I have nipples like everyone else, but like still to them.
You were covered up. You were
covered.
hot and covered up, and like there's something sexy, like mysterious.
There was
about
something,
that.
something that they liked. So I had my regular clients who would come all the time and just sit at the bar and hang out with me. But some of these girls were definitely like hustling. Some of them were in med school. Some of them were in law school. Like a lot of them I have so much respect for. We all just became like a big family. I worked there for so long.
Right. Did you ever think about stripping? Seeing how much money they were making?
Not necessarily. I mean, I went up there a couple of times drunk, but I mean, Super Bowl night.
Yeah.
I had some fun times, but No, I didn't ever think that I would like, okay, every day I'm going to clock in and like,
Right.
this is what I'm going to do.
Also, that shit is hard work.
It's very hard. You have to be mentally clocked in.
So Wheezy, who actually owns WTF Studios, or part owner, she's like one of my good friends, and we did this for real documentary and like went undercover and like had to do these tryouts. And
What,
we pretended
as exotic dancers?
Yes, and did these tryouts in front of this strip club owner.
Yeah, you have to
He
try
was
it.
terrifying.
Yep.
He was terrifying.
Wait, did you take your top off?
I didn't take my top off, but I have done that before at a strip club.
You have to go in and you have to audition in front of everyone or in front of the owner, and it feels degrading.
And because they were like filming it low key, I couldn't do it to music. So I'm like going around this pole, just dead silent. Like, can you imagine that shit?
How awkward.
I'm like trying to twerk my ass like to crickets chirping. Like there was nothing happening, and it was
the awkwardness. I could just like picture it in my head.
oh my god! And the guy just kept being like, take more off, like talking.
Did you
about
get the
my
job
clothes.
though?
I think he did give me the job, but like I know my shift was going to be the Monday morning at 10 a.m. shift.
The shitty shift?
The shitty shift.
Oh my God.
Until I learned how to dance, apparently. Or even knew what I was doing.
This is really funny.
Going up on that pole and shit, you need to be fit as fuck.
It's very hard. It is very, very hard.
I don't know how many times I can give you guys a heads up, but we are hitting the road this summer. Maybe not the road, definitely the tarmac. Italy, Spain, South Africa, Timbuktu, wherever we want to go, we're going. Only this time we will be prepared to mingle with the locals and probably most likely find our husbands. Introducing Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app, truly immersing you in the language you want to learn. I obviously know a few words here and there from various languages. How am I going to clearly communicate that I want that classic flap Chanel bag in the window if I can't say it explicitly? And men, regardless of nationality, need to hear what you want crystal clear. No room for confusion. Zero confusion this summer. All right, ladies? Rosetta Stone offers 25 languages featuring fast language acquisition and speech recognition with a lifetime membership, now 50% off. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, Sofia with an F listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/Sofia. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/Sofia today.
The new season,
Woohoo.
it was announced that all 6 of you guys, right, are coming back, and you're currently filming.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
got it.
Yes, we're all coming back.
How do you feel about this season now after experiencing season 1?
Well, I think I'm a little bit more seasoned now. Like,
Yeah.
I know what to expect.
You know to never, ever, ever say you're hungry.
I will never, ever again say I am hungry ever again. I know, I just feel like I have some experience now and kind of know what to do and what to look forward to. And
Yeah.
I just know how it is,
Yeah.
basically.
I feel like in the previous season, which was the first season for your cast, you kind of started off as like one of the favorites and blah blah, and then do you feel like it kind of took a turn,
Oh my God, it totally took a turn.
like a
totally
180?
took a turn.
All of a sudden
I
at
was
the
like,
reunion,
it was like screeching. It was like a record was playing and all of a sudden it just screeched and it was like,
like it escalated real fast.
It was like that TikTok that was like, how did I get here? You know that one? Like, yup, that's me.
How did I get here?
How did I get here? And it goes down really. That's the thing about the show that is so interesting to me. You can be it one season and the next season you can be trash.
Yeah.
Like it goes up and down. People turn on you left and right. You could say one thing that ruffles people the wrong way.
Right.
Or you could be like, wait, I didn't mean it like that. And then everyone and their mom is coming at you. And also,
Which is crazy.
it's crazy. But
Like you say one thing and you didn't articulate it correctly,
no.
and it's just
it's a done deal. And then it kind
you're
of like
fucked for the season.
It snowballs.
Yeah.
And I realized no matter what, you can't please everyone.
No.
I could be like, Hail Mary,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry, I'm this, I'm that. And people are like, snooze, boring.
Yeah, now you're
Sigh
boring.
is so sigh. That's my internet persona is sigh.
Like sighing.
Yeah, like sighing, like, oh, sigh, she's so boring.
I feel like, I mean, you've been fun as fuck since you walked in here.
I'm fucking chaotic.
Tornado.
This is a tornado
Like, I don't have my
start.
phone. I don't know how I got here. You've been telling me you worked at the strip club. So I think you're
feel
the
like I
farthest.
am a good time.
I can feel, I already know you're a good time.
Thank you.
Like, I can feel the energy.
I think that you just have to have very thick skin.
Yeah.
Listen, I like took it this season. Like people were coming for me in
Right.
all different types of platforms, which I was like, I never not once called the network and was like, why did this happen to me? Why was I edit like this? I said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm on this show. I know how the fans are now. Like people go hard for this show. They feel very invested. I'm fortunate that people could not stop talking about me. Like whether good or bad, I made you feel some kind of way. So I did my goddamn job.
Yeah.
Like whether you want to call me a villain, a mean girl, a hungry girl, annoying girl, a sigh, whatever it is, I was so memorable that
Yeah.
you could not stop talking about me.
Yeah.
Like and some people are like, how do you deal with the hate? And I'm like,
That was going to
again,
be my follow-up question.
I'm a memorable character. Like you remembered me, whether you can't stand me or you like me. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It comes with the job. That's the territory. I have made sure that I made my piece on social. Like when we're in season, you cannot tag me if you do not follow me.
Oh.
Like you cannot get to me really. I'm not on Twitter at all. I have
Oof.
no Twitter account.
Twitter is
It's
ruthless.
where the devil plays.
Yeah.
Okay. Satan lives there.
It's called X now for a
Yeah,
reason.
it's X for a reason. I will not get on Twitter. Reddit, I don't read it.
Fuck no. No. So I was just talking about this. I was looking for this influencer's job posting to basically plagiarize it and like find someone to work for me. And so I type her name, right? And I come across the NYC influencer
Snark.
page. And you know what, Sai? I was scrolling. I wasn't on there. I have a significant amount of followers on Instagram.
Did you look for your name?
No.
If you look for your name,
And
I'm
I
sure
think
you're
I
on there.
didn't. Yeah, I think I didn't put my name in for a reason. But like, I was scrolling.
I'm pretty sure you have forums.
I
Like, I
know.
think if we're on the internet, I'm pretty sure you have forums.
I mean, I get on my own show's Reddit page is where I get shit on.
People
you know?
are gonna get, that's what I'm saying. If you put yourself out there, putting yourself out there takes guts.
Yeah,
It takes a lot of guts.
it does.
Putting yourself out there, you need to remember if you're doing it right, you're gonna get hate.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are hating on you do not have the guts to put themselves out there and to do these types of things and take these chances. So, you know what? They're always going to be a what if. And because they're upset with themselves and their what ifs, they're going to take it out on you.
Yes.
And that's how I
yes.
look at it at the end of the day.
Right. And I look at it the same way. I do think though, as human beings, like we're not built to read horrible shit
it's
about
terrible.
yourself, you know?
I think
All
people
the
forget
time.
that we're human beings at the end of the day. They're like, well, this is what you signed up for.
Yeah.
No, we didn't sign up to be scrutinized and attacked and for someone to be mean and like,
Yeah.
that's not what we signed up for at all.
I know.
I don't
Since
understand.
when did that become part of like the
I
job?
have no idea why people think like that's okay to say.
Yeah.
Or even, for example, what happened with me in the show and with Jessel, everyone's saying I'm mean and this and that. Fine. You're a bully is what they say. And then they turn around and bully the shit out of me. I was like, this is so interesting. What an interesting perspective.
I'm sorry. You're trying to bully the bully
You're
out
bullying
of me?
the bully? Like, what's happening here?
Oh, that's really gonna like cause all this peace, love, and
Right?
happiness when we're just like in this cycle.
I will say, when I went to BravoCon, people were so nice. Very, very nice. So it made me realize that it's only a small bit of loud people on the internet that no one has the guts to say these things to you in your face.
Right. I want to do like a live show, and I'm like I'm in the works of doing it, because I feel like those are the people who really are fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are your people.
Like they're not sticking around. They're not going to show up to BravoCon because they just like hate on you.
100%.
So
stick to your people, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
So on the show, your husband is shown, but then all over your social media, his face is covered. Is that?
Yeah, that's it.
So what is that about? Because by the way, any guy I've ever dated, well, in my last relationship, it was very public and I regret it. So now, like if I'm dating someone, it's like they're in the witness protection program.
Right.
Like no one will know.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I feel like when you put your relationship out there, again, when people come with that, this is what you signed up for, to scrutinize and to do all these things and to judge you. My relationship is not open for judgment.
Right.
And this is my platform. Yes, the show is something that does not belong to me. That's not my platform. So therefore, yes, my husband is very much so involved in my life. He is my life. He's my family. So he is going to be shown. But anything that I can control, like my social platforms, what is he there for?
Yeah.
He doesn't get campaigns. He doesn't shoot with me. He's not my photographer.
Does he get mad at you?
No.
Because so he's obviously a grown adult, and you guys are married.
We're married, and you know what? He's older.
Yes.
He's 50, and he's just like,
He gets it.
this is not his world.
Right.
And it also is, I don't think people realize, he's not on social media at all. Not even a Facebook. Like, he has
That's the
nothing.
best thing ever.
Nothing. So he really is very much so uninterested in what I do for a living. He sees the benefits of it, and he thinks it's amazing. He supports me 100%. He's like, wow, I can't believe you made a living like off doing this stuff. Like, it's amazing. But I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be in your photos. He's not thirsty for fame. He doesn't want that at all.
Right. So every guy that I have dated recently, like in the past like 3-4 years, I have kept a secret.
Right.
And it doesn't go over well. Like they get to a point where they're like, I want to like post you. I want to brag about you. I don't want to be.
Why?
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
that all comes back to like, we don't.
Why?
Do they
For
not feel
who?
validated enough or something?
Exactly.
I just think it's when it comes to your personal life, it is personal. We're so open with everything that we do that there has to be some aspect of
Some boundary.
some boundaries and some things that are meant to be personal for your sanity.
I mean, listen, I was very public with my ex, and that did not go down well. And
Right.
I learned my lesson. So now I'm like, you know, maybe like at some point I'll feel more comfortable, like if I'm married. And
How long has
there's-
it been?
I mean, I'm not currently with anyone,
Right.
but I've been like on and off with the same person for a while now.
I think it just, look, when the time is right, it's fine. But I don't think that we should use social media as a validation to our relationship.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's when I think a relationship is healthier,
I agree.
when it's not being like all
Shoved down people's faces.
And you've seen those pages where it's constant.
It just opens it up for some different shit that you don't want to hear.
Right.
Like, it's like, even for example, my husband finally came on RHONY. People finally have seen him after all these years that I've been on social, right? And it's like, one girl, she made me laugh. One girl came out and she was like, oh, wow, he looks way different than I thought. I can't believe he only wears sweatsuits and you're always dressed. How are you guys even together? It's like these stupid
But
comments.
also, what is she saying? Like, oh, he is not what I thought he looked like. Why would you have any idea what he looks like?
What was that supposed to mean? Like, it was just so you don't make sense together. Like, okay,
Because he wears sweatpants? Can you imagine like going into like a couples therapy room and the therapist is like, The outfits are
the
not
outfits,
matching.
It doesn't go well because he's wearing sweatpants. I'm like, girl, he's not in my world. He doesn't care.
Y'all are on two different vibes aesthetically and clothing wise. So yeah, not gonna work. Like, what the fuck?
But it just shows you that when you don't have something to pick on,
Mm-hmm.
you make things up.
Yes.
It's like your own shit that you're putting on someone else.
Totally. Your husband, I think, has my favorite line from the entire season.
What did he say?
It's when I think you're like washing your face or something and like getting ready to go to bed or taking your makeup off. And you guys look at each other and he said, I knew what I was getting into and I married a raccoon. Or like said something like that because your under
eyes were like.
And my under eye bags are so crazy.
It was
I
like-
loved that line.
He's so funny. He's a good guy.
That shit was so funny.
He's a good guy. I know, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I don't want him involved in the women's like stuff. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's like
Right.
I download him, of course, because we all download our spouse. That's what we do, or our
What
significant
does that mean?
other.
Download.
Like you tell them, like you shoot the
Mm.
you shoot the shit. Like you give them the tea. You spill the tea with them. Like so and so did so and so, and like
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. That's your best friend at the end of the day. But at the same time, I think because I am on this show, I'm like, I just don't want him involved in the
Yeah.
chit chat too much.
But also, I think is it partly because people get so fucking angry over that.
I don't think a man should be in a woman's business, really.
Right.
You know
but
what I
then but then all the husbands are talking to each other.
Yeah, I don't
and
like
then
when it gets
defending.
too much like that.
Yeah.
I don't like when it gets too much
Like-
husbandy and then they start gossiping about what the girls are going through. I think that's too much. Like if the guys
Like,
want
get
to
your own show.
Yeah, get your own shit.
Real House Husbands of New York. Go for it. Bye.
Like if the guys want to get together and like talk whatever it is they want to talk, but when they start gossiping like about the girls stuff,
Yeah.
I think it's a little too much.
Like get a life.
yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. I'm not into it.
Like we're not here to give you guys clout.
Sorry.
You're like,
Sorry.
he's my husband.
No. I tell him everything. He means the world to me. He's super sweet. But I definitely don't ever want him judging my friends.
Yeah.
Which he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I totally feel like I get that. But also I see where he's coming from. Like you go home and you're fucking
Pissed
saying
off.
this one girl is doing XYZ to you and you're saying it repetitively. Like
He does see me really pissed off sometimes.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm like,
bet.
I need a second to just calm down. He knows me very well. I don't hold grudges, but I definitely don't forget.
okay.
And I'm
So how
like,
do you calm down?
I need to sleep on it. Like I need you to just get away from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you won't like rant to him immediately. You'll be like, I need like a second.
I'll tell him what's going on, and then after that, I'm like, I need a minute. Like I need a couple of days, a day or two to just completely calm down. And once I'm calm, then I'm fine.
Yeah. I've noticed if I'm like really upset about a situation and I'm talking to my boyfriend at the time about it, I will start screaming at him. Like if he asks one question, right? Like I'm like, and she did this and then she went and did this and blah, blah, blah. And then if he's like, asked one question, I'll be like, are you even fucking listening? Like, are you dumb? Like, and then I'll take it out on them. And
no,
it's
I
like
don't
not
do that.
good.
I won't do
Okay.
that. I'll stay away from it.
Okay.
I'll get super quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a great
That's
response
how someone knows
to
I'm really
it.
pissed off. Like I'm
You need
like
to sleep on it.
I get super quiet and won't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during the reunion, I don't want to harp on this, and it's not about you being hungry. I do have a protein bar. Do you need
I
it?
had one. I have a phone charger, a protein bar, and
Now you're like walking around with protein bars.
AirPods. Like, yeah, I had one. Oddly enough, I didn't eat today except for that protein bar, but I feel great.
Okay.
I had a latte with 3 espressos.
See, I'm about to get one right after this.
Freaking
'cause
on one.
I'm telling you, the weed is still in my system.
Still in your
I
system.
swear to God.
I'm sitting with someone who's high.
Yeah, you're like, I can trust me, I know how to spot when someone's
I know how
high.
to spot a high girl.
So you kind of got this rep as the mean girl, and your whole thing was, I am just very blunt and very honest. And then people were like, well, that's just an excuse to cover up
Right.
being bitchy. I want to hear like from you though, why you were interpreted as a mean girl and what you have to say when people are like, no, it wasn't just you being blunt, it was you being mean.
I mean, I definitely am not mean. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not mean.
Yes.
frustrated and irritated and moody. Yes, totally. Or I'm all those things, especially when I think someone is not getting to the point, or if someone's lying. If someone is lying,
Oh, you don't like that.
oh, I go crazy.
Right.
I cannot stand when someone lies to me. I think I will go crazy on you.
And do you think you can just read it so easily?
I'm a very good judge of character.
Uh-huh.
Every now and then somebody will get by on me, but then it will come out.
Mhm.
But if you are a liar, forget it. Like, forget it. And I think what happened really was my message was correct, but it was lost because I started yelling. And I think when someone doesn't know you, this is a new show, people don't know me. They need to judge each and every single person, right? If you don't know me, and to see someone get so upset and then start screaming at the top of their head, you're not listening to their message at all.
Yes.
All you see is someone being angry and
Yes.
crazy, right?
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, yes, my message was correct, but the way I went about it was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Which
the
I take-
delivery.
The delivery was wrong. I take
Mhm.
full ownership of that. And I think also people need to remember, like, this is a show. If there's no heat, there's no views. And
I
it's point
mean,
blank.
I mean,
It is what it
hi.
is.
Yeah.
No one wants to run around and see us kumbaya with guitars sitting in a circle around the fire all day. Okay? No matter how much you're like, women empowerment in 2024. I love that.
They want to see you guys.
I think it's great. But we turn on the TV to kind of escape what we're going through
Yeah.
and be like, oh shit, did you see that last night?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's entertainment.
It's entertainment, but also you guys are being filmed in certain like scenarios
that are
and
not
situations that would.
normal.
Thank you.
They're
that
not
would
normal.
exacerbate every feeling.
100%. I think you need to go in, especially as someone who watches this show, look at what we go through and talk about. It's not normal.
No.
We live a moment 3 times. And I say that because let's take me and Jessel yelling at each other,
Uh-huh.
or me yelling at Jessel. Jessel's not a malicious person. I love Jessel. I definitely chewed her out and yelled at her. Take accountability. But I lived that moment, right? I yelled at her. It is what it is. Her and I talked about it. We got past it, right? 6 months later, it airs on TV. Those feelings rehash. Now, not only do I have
and now you're
her being
pissed.
upset, I'm upset, and then I have a mountain of people on the internet that are now involved, and then I have the media coming in with their headlines, spinning the shit out of control. So now this is the second time I am living the same exact moment that I got past.
Right.
And now it's 10 times worse than it was, right? Okay, we get back together, we hash it out. Sorry, it is what it is. Okay, here comes the goddamn reunion. And we're going to rehash it yet again for the 3rd time. I'm living in the same moment.
Oh my
3
God.
times that I have discussed and apologized and took accountability for.
Right.
But it is not normal.
That's not normal.
This is not normal to
At
behave
all.
like this.
I mean, there's probably a scenario, right, that's like this big, not a big deal.
Right.
It's like this big. And then you're reliving it, and then you're seeing how
reliving it.
other people are interpreting it like way more fucked up than you thought it was. And then you're like, wait,
No, it's like Groundhog's Day.
like that's crazy.
It's literally Groundhog's Day.
I would start to feel like, wait, like, am I getting gaslit?
Wait, I said sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait a minute, guys. Mission abort. Mission abort. I said sorry.
You're like, wait, I said sorry, right? I swear I did. That shit's fucking
No,
crazy.
it's a crazy. I have to be honest. This was the most craziest experience I've ever had.
I bet. I fucking bet.
I feel like that show, Everybody Hates Chris. You ever seen that? It's an old show. It was like Everybody Hates Chris. It's like,
No.
Everybody Hates Sai. I think that's what it should
Okay.
be.
But do you-
Sai.
What? Okay, but I feel like they're gonna hate someone new next
Oh, it's
season
definitely
and
going to be
whatever.
someone new. Look, I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, was shocked at first, but now I'm so content with it.
Yes.
I'm totally fine with it.
You're like, I'm so glad I got this over season 1.
I'm so fine with it, but I'm also okay with it in a way that I'm okay with it because me and Jessel have moved forward, and we're in
Have you guys like 100%?
we're in a really great space. Like I had her on my podcast. I think it was very hard for the simple fact I didn't understand her. I
Yeah.
really did not. She's a new friend,
Mm-hmm.
as they all are. And I didn't understand Jessel at all.
Yeah.
I've gotten some time to understand her, see where she's coming from, see her work ethic, like talk to her a little bit more. So now we're in a completely different place.
Yeah.
So I think like this whole thing is it's past me.
Yeah. It sounds so corny, but as I get older, I realize it more and more. Communication.
It's key.
It really is.
It really is.
Because you can be having the same conversation with someone, but for both of you, they're two completely different conversations.
100%.
Which is insane. How are you and Bryn?
I think we're fine. I mean, we don't really speak much, but
Okay.
let's see.
Do any of like the castmates like speak all the time? I feel like after being with someone,
I think when you work with people, it's very hard to like we were with each other for so long. Like just imagine having brand new friends, like and then all
sleepovers,
especially at your age, right? Like once you get to a certain age, you're kind of like this whole like no new friends.
Yeah.
Like it is very hard to open up to people you really don't know. And now all of a sudden we went from 0 to 60 with 5 different personalities that I'm not used to.
I mean, you're having a sleepover.
I'm having I never sleep at anybody else's house.
Yeah.
Like I'm weird about that. And all of a sudden I'm sleeping over people's house. Not only am I sleeping over people's houses, I'm in their bed. I'm like, you want to share a bed? Because there's not enough beds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was very difficult, but me and Uba speak all the time. We just came back from Miami. Jessel and I hung out the other day. Erin and I FaceTime her constantly.
Okay.
She didn't pick up for me earlier. I'm putting her on blast.
Wow,
Erin, you didn't pick up my FaceTime, but she did text me immediately and say she was on the phone.
Okay, there's no excuses, Erin.
Yeah.
Call Sai back.
Call me back. Call me. Call me.
And then Bryn, it's like you guys aren't talking too much, but
Bryn and I don't talk as much as we used to. I think Bryn and I just went really hot and heavy at first. And I think when you go hot and it's like dating, right?
Yeah.
You know when you really are like, oh my God, this person's the one.
They can do no
wrong, but you really don't know them.
Yeah.
And you just go hot and
And you're
heavy
like, no,
with them.
this person is like, I'm meant to be with
I'm meant
this
to be with this
It's
person.
like date number 3.
And then like, by date number 4, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like that.
Right. Yeah.
But no, Bryn is a lot of fun. I think she is great for television. She is very charismatic. She's the fun girl in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But, we shall see what happens this season.
Yeah. You're very fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I feel like it didn't like maybe translate as much on TV. No, you were fun though.
No, I don't think it translates. I think it got caught in me being mean, yelling, and hungry.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier off mic that you can never ever say that again.
No, I'm never.
And you're
I'm
gonna just
never.
write it down.
It's like the stupidest thing.
It's
like
so
I
dumb.
actually just got so bored of it.
I know.
At first I was like, oh, I get it. Erin has no food. And I swear to you, this season I'm gonna be like, Erin, I will make your shakshuka. I will make the tomato sauce from scratch. Anything, anything anyone needs, I will have food in my pockets.
No, you need to walk around and be like, I am so full.
I'm so full. I can't. I can't.
That's how you got to be walking around. I am bloated. I can't. Food sounds
Please,
gross
no
right
more
now.
cheese. I've eaten so much cheese, guys. Like, no. I swear to you, I am a lot of fun.
No, I
Please.
can attest to that. I just met you, but I can feel
Give
it.
me a chance.
You walked in funny as shit.
It was a fucking mess.
No, if that's a mess to you, Sai, then you need to see me on my worst days coming into
We'll
the
be
studio.
great together.
Like we will. Okay, I want to do like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Because you're a true New Yorker, and I feel like you have a lot more say when it comes to like where to go, like what are cool things to do,
Right.
Best place to grab a drink.
Ooh, best place to grab a drink.
Scores.
Scores is so much fun, guys. Isn't it still open?
I don't think so. I feel like I would have heard.
I think ZZ's is good right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that in the city or in Brooklyn?
It's in the city. It's a little
Mhm.
members club situation. That's a really cute spot to grab a drink.
Okay. What about a spot in Brooklyn? I need to like
Spot in Brooklyn. You know what? I'm very loyal in Brooklyn. I am. So there is Williamsburg, which has tons of restaurants. I think the young girls like you, that's going to be your vibe.
God.
Okay, cutie patootie. There's so many good places in Williamsburg, but I live in Borum Hill, which is more family oriented.
Yeah.
So I go to Colony constantly. Like that's my
Colony.
Yeah. I even stole the chef. So when I threw Bryn her Thanksgiving, I hired the chef from that restaurant.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like you stole something from.
No, I didn't steal, not like a coconut milk or anything out of any pantry. It wasn't Uber. I didn't steal any of the food from the pantry. But
You
I
just-
did.
You borrowed the chef.
I borrowed the
Got
chef because I love it there so much. So if anybody
Okay.
has a chance to go, Colony is my vibe.
I'm absolutely gonna check it out. Opinion on New York today as opposed to when you were growing up.
Oh my God. It is completely night and day.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
So I am from Brooklyn. That's where I was raised. Where I live now, no one lived. Well, people lived there, but the neighborhood wasn't great. It wasn't a good neighborhood. Especially, I lived in Dumbo for a long time too. Before I moved to where I am now, Dumbo was a shithole. Okay.
Now
it was just
Dumbo.
like drug infested. No one lived there. It was desolate. Okay. And
Yeah.
you would never find anyone there. Had I had any money back then, and I had some, like in hindsight, I wish I would have bought something because
Yes.
anything that is on the water is going to, it's going to change.
Right. I mean, Jay-Z was in your same position, so you can't
I
beat
know.
yourself up too much.
I know.
What's the
What's
line
that-
from
is-
444?
He was like something Dumbo.
I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo for like $2 million.
Now I'm feeling like Dumbo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
something like
for
that.
20 million, I'm feeling like Dumbo.
Dumbo.
That's such a sick line. Anyways,
So let's see. Yeah, what else? What's Barclays wasn't there? Oh, I used to get all my gold jewelry from this from this flea market on Fulton, which is now like a Trader Joe's and a Target. It was this like bargain bazaar or some shit.
I want the bargain bazaar back.
Okay, so everybody would go there and get their jewelry. And I had a boyfriend, and we were so obsessed with nameplates.
Uh-huh.
And it was like diamond cut lasers with your name on it, which was
Right.
AKA like silver. It was just like a silver. So I had a nameplate ring, a nameplate like double 3D necklace.
But when you say nameplate, like it literally spells your name.
It spells my name. Okay, so my middle name is Aaliyah.
Okay.
My first name is Sai, which is only 3 letters. So I would only use Aaliyah because it was longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then back then, also like Asian characters were really in. Like that's when everybody's getting the tramp stamp and like
what,
naughty.
like anime type thing?
No,
oh,
like-
no, I know what you're
like
talking
the
about.
characters
Yes.
of like Mandarin and like things like that. So like people didn't know what they were putting on their body, but
Right.
Bargain Bazaar was where it was at. And now that looks completely different.
But it's still there.
No, it's gone. All of it is gone. You can no longer get your jewelry at Bargain Bazaar.
I
guys.
want to ask you how much it was for one nameplate from Bargain Bazaar.
It couldn't have been more than $250.
That's still.
I wish I had it still.
You don't have anything from.
Nothing.
We're gonna track them down.
You know what? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna look on.
Look through every fucking drawer.
I gotta see what I can find from Bargain Bazaar.
Yes.
Those were the times. What a time to be had. And this was another thing. You know, you got me talking. Okay,
Go
so
on.
in high school, I went to Madison and I was failing economics, right? So you had to go to night school if you were failing something. So I
Mhm.
went to this night school called Canarsie. So in order to get there, they had like specialty buses. So just like the buses out there, they'll call it B52 special or whatever. So everybody would get on this one particular bus. It would take you to night school, which was a city bus. It wasn't like a
Right.
yellow bus.
Yeah.
It was just a city bus.
Uh-huh.
And you'd be like, oh, I'm taking the special. And you take the special to school. It waits for you outside. And then it takes all those people from night school back to on those stops to home.
Right.
So it was like everybody was failing. We were all on the special.
I'm like, when you said special bus, I was like,
It wasn't that bus that
I'm
you're
like,
thinking about.
sorry.
No, it wasn't on that bus that you're thinking
I don't
about.
think anyone's told you, but
I don't think that's appropriate.
okay, but it was this bus that had like a special
It was
route.
listen, it said B52 special, okay? Said
That
it.
sounds like a Burger King combo. The B52 special. It sounds.
That's how it was. Oh, also a slice of pizza was $1.10, and so was the train.
And now what is it?
A slice of pizza is probably a little bit more than $3, and I think the train is also $3. And we had tokens. There was no Metro card. We had tokens.
So you got to like put it in.
You had one token with the Y cut out in the middle like that.
Oh shit!
And you would be like, "Oh my god,
Like-
do you have any tokens?" You would like look through your drawer for tokens and shit. Oh my god,
Like
how old am I?
actual metal
Actual
tokens.
metal tokens like pennies.
I want to know if you have any of those left over.
I have no tokens.
Or
They're in like the transit museum.
oh, they are.
Yeah,
I want to go check that out.
I'm
But you,
telling my age right now. Excuse me, let's take this out.
No,
I'm 29.
okay, when you said you're young, you'd like it. My eyes lit up, and I was like winked at the camera.
You're like wink, wink.
no, I mean, how old are you?
29.
Same. Actually, I'm 20.
See?
I'm actually 22.
Twinning.
You're 29. I'm 22. We're
Look at us. We're so young
so
and youthful.
crazy. Okay, so this has been fucking hilarious. You are so funny.
Thank you.
I can't wait for the next season. Do we know when it's premiering? We don't know.
I do not know, but I mean,
They'll let us know.
they'll let us know and then I'll let you know.
Thank you. And then your podcast, plug away.
Yes, podcast is currently on a break until season 2 in a couple of months, but it's called Harder Than We Thought. I do it with my best friend. We talk everything that girls go through, especially when they get a little bit older, like dating in your 40s, having kids later in life, choosing
Yeah.
a career over a family, all those things, like your neck
Ooh.
getting old. That happens. That shit really happens.
That's the one thing my mom talks about more than anything else.
The neck.
The neck.
I swear to you, at 29, I woke up one day and I'm like, my neck is not as nice as it used
At
to be.
29? Bitch, please. Please.
Anyway,
Between you and my mom, I'm like, I can't
I gotta
wear
talk to her.
turtleneck,
I
y'all.
gotta talk to your mom. I gotta talk to you. Wear your sunscreen, ladies, but definitely check it out. It's called Harder Than We Thought. And thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
You guys know where to find me, Sofia, then F Franklin with a Y. This is also going to be posted on YouTube. Subscribe. And Sai, your outfit is like
Thank you.
simple, classic, gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, guys, talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.